Aloha, welcome back. It's ironically, I got the iPhone 13. This is also going to be episode 2113. That just means the 13th show of the year 2021. And don't forget, in October, the 13th issue of Exotica Modern is coming out. And I have a great article in there about the Boston tiki scene and the Call Wound, my friend Brother Cleve, and some other tidbits. Today I'm going to be making a Peruvian dish called Lomo Saltado. And what this basically is a Peruvian stir fry. And you can say, well, gee, stir fry is Asian and Peruvian food is obviously South American. But since there is a large Asian influence in the culture in Peru, because Asians did travel there across the ocean and migrated to Peru, there's a culinary crossover in the cuisine. Now, the key ingredient to this dish is Pisco. Brandy is basically distilled from grapes. If you ferment the grapes, it's wine. If you distill them, it's brandy. And it's a lightly aged brandy. And as you can see from the color, it's a very lightly aged brandy. By the way, a lot of people may or may not know this, but the longer something sits in a barrel, the darker it gets. That's why your older spirits that have been aged in the barrel longer are darker brown. Now, when it comes to rum, and even some scotches or even some liquors, they do add caramel coloring to give it that darker look. But that's another topic for another episode at another time. The recipe for Lomo Saltado will be on my website along with this cocktail. I've seen this cocktail made with lemon juice, and I've seen it made with lime juice. And I understand the confusion because in some parts of the world, like Sicily, the lemons there are greenish. And obviously the fruit is different all over the world and the colors and the shades vary, but a sour is always made with lemon juice. Now, the Pisco here is an interesting story. Both the Chileans and the Peruvians lay claim to this cocktail. It is about 100 years old. But it's like the Polish and the Russians arguing over who invented vodka. It's the same thing with the Chileans and the Peruvians. But this is a Peruvian dish, but I am using Chilean Pisco because it's a super cool bottle of a Boai. And this stuff isn't cheap. I think this is like $35 a bottle. But if you get it and you don't like it and you hate it, don't throw the bottle out. Just dump the liquor out and you can put this bottle, I see them going for $75 on eBay. Why somebody would pay $75 for this when they could just buy it in the liquor store for $35, I don't know. But people will buy anything. Start with ice. 1 ounce of lemon juice. Half ounce of simple syrup. I'm using Demerara. Just get a little bit of flavor. 2 ounces of Pisco. And remember, if you're going to make the dish, you want to get yourself some Pisco because that is the key to this recipe for both the Pisco Sour and Lomo Saltado. 2 ounces of this. Some people get turned off by the egg whites, but the fact is that the viscosity that the egg whites lend to the drink makes it a nice, thick, frothy, silkier feel on the tongue. And not only that, you're going to need that foam on the top to float your Angostura bitters. The egg white, this is how you do it. Just want to break this, and you just want to just hold the yolk back. That's it. You can measure it if you want, but it's basically just 1 egg yolk. And once it's nice and cold and you can't hold it anymore, it's ready. Now, I've seen this served in rocks glasses, footed rocks glasses, but I'm going to use a coupe. You see how nice and thick and silky that is? course, the Angostura bitters, which is the signature here. So let's give it a taste. It's interesting. I mean, it's a very mild drink. The sugar offsets the bitterness of the Pisco. Get the little bite of Angostura bitters as you're sipping. Very mild drink. You can't even taste the Pisco. So make use of it. Now, you heard me say before in the past that I'm not crazy about lemon juice based cocktails. Again, this is another one that works. Very mild, not so tart. And again, adding that egg white thickens the drink. It gives it a nicer feel on the tongue. Look for the recipe online, and it's a great dish. It's got all your carbs in there. It's got French fries in it. It's got rice. It's got vegetables. It's got your beef. It's really a delicious meal. It's one of my favorites. Believe it or not, the recipe I'm going to show you, if you make it right, will taste better than the ones you get out. Until next time, cheers.